So these definitely aren't what you would expect to see at the start of a home demo system test video, but there's a reason you're seeing them first thing today. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Home Demo System Test 5. In today's video, we have a couple changes as well as a little bit of a unique take to the Home Demo System Test series. As it is now 2025, and even though this system is not a life safety system in general, it is hobby use only, I am going to use this as an opportunity to demonstrate what I do on a daily basis as a fire alarm system inspector, and I'm going to be putting this home demo system through its 2025 annual test and inspection. So we'll start out with going over what devices we have up. So we still have the Wheelock MPS-100 conventional pull station as our pull station. Annunciator is still here. This is a Firelight ANN80 LED annunciator. I've had this one for quite a while. I actually, believe it or not, I thought I fried this one many years ago, and I bought a new one when I was still living at my parents' house, and this system was all over the house, and I put that replacement one up. That one is actually still there. I brought this one with me in hopes that I could probably repair it, and then come to find out I must have just had something hooked up backwards, because now it works great. We still have the heat detector. I need to get a brand number on it. You know what? I'm going to find that real quick, because I'm done just saying, here's the heat detector. Let me get what it actually is. Hold on. Okay. So unfortunately, I couldn't get the full model number, but I can tell you that this is a Ravel photoelectric heat/smoke detector. This is dual function. I primarily use it for heat detector because that's how I have it labeled in the programming in the panel. Speaking of the panel, you guys have seen this over and over. My Firelight MS5UD conventional fire alarm control panel. It's a 5-zone panel. Oh, that's right, I already opened it. Duh. And here's all the zones up there. There's the NAC up here. Yes, I know I need to move the resistors to the end of the zones and not leave them here. Shut up about it. I'll get it done eventually. I got my backup batteries, which should test very well today. Going back to what you saw earlier, these two things over here are what I use in the field to do load tests on backup batteries. Assuming they are in date and not expired, we pull them off. We take a pre-test voltage, and then we put them through an amp hour test, and then we put them through a post-test voltage check, and that tells us if they are compliant or not based on their power level. So today we also have some new smoke detectors. I've been finally able to get some new smoke detectors for this home demo system. These are Simplex 2098-9544 conventional smoke detectors, and they are on 2098-9637 bases. And they're very quick to activate. You literally just need like a little pinch of smoke, and they go right into alarm. And last but not least, we have the AVs. So kind of going off how this system was in the very first home demo system test, since these didn't get a full-blown spotlight, since all I did was hit a pull station and that was it, let's take a look at our AVs. We have only strobes today. Yes, I know, only strobes. Boring, no noise. Get over it. First, we have a white Wheelock Exceeder strobe only. HSW, I think, is its correct model number. And then over here, we have a Wheelock RSS remote strobe. This one is set to 110 candela. This one is set to 75 candela. So as I would at any annual inspection, at least at the ones where I can start early enough, we're going to go ahead and do the AV test. This is typically what inspectors will do at the very beginning of an inspection, just to get it out of the way, is actually set the alarms off and make sure they are all working correctly, make sure there's no deficiencies with them. So let's go ahead and do our AV test. These are really bright. Good grief. I'm having to close my eyes on a few of them. You can hear it humming. Let's shut the piezos up here. Yeah, stay open, please. Thank you. Get a darkness perspective here. You can see the two simplex smokes pulling on as well as the strobes going. Isn't that something? Zone 1, pull station at FACP. No deficiencies with the AVs, that is a good sign. There. Couldn't get it to stay put for a second. We can do a system reset. And as far as it goes testing each individual device, a lot of companies do it differently. I'm going to do it the way my company typically goes about it. We typically have 2 people at an inspection. One person going around testing everything, and one person at the panel on a walkie-talkie reading out the device type and the address. Obviously on a conventional system, it's just what zone it's on. We are going to just remove the NAC circuit. Set it off to the side over here. As you can see, we have a trouble in system, NAC 1 fault and a NAC 2 fault. We will acknowledge that trouble, and then we will start testing the devices again. So now that the NACs are pulled off, we will go ahead and test every device, put them, and the way we do this, you're supposed to, I know a lot of people, especially for pull stations, will just, key activate it, but really, code says you're supposed to put them through full functional tests, which is what I do at work. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pull this again, and you will see here, pull station at FACP zone 1. That is correct. We will acknowledge that, and we will reset the pull station again. So that's one device out of the way. Now we will do the others. The next device we're going to hit is the Ravel heat/smoke. In this case, it's going to be our heat detector, which I will use my solo heat detector tester, courtesy of my employer, to test it. You can hear it heating up. Make sure I can... This is what always takes the longest, getting it hot enough. All right, you can hear the thing trying to cool down now. We are gonna go ahead and shut it off and then set it down here. Heat detector, I have it set as combo because it technically is a combo device. Heat detector right, meaning the right side of the setup. Now, it's time to test my new smoke detectors. I am very excited for this. Now, you guys have seen when I had the i3s up here, how much smoke I would have to typically put in them to get them to activate. And it took them like a whole minute to do so. Just watch how sensitive these things are. I'm gonna put a teeny squirt. I guarantee you that'll be enough to do it. Yep. Zone 2, 2-wire detector, smoke detector FACP/left, meaning above the FACP or to the left side of the setup. Now, I've said this before about conventional systems, and it is important to remember for those of you that are wanting to pursue this as a career. Addressable systems make it so much easier because each device has its own unique identifier. Because it's all on one signaling line circuit, or SLC, you don't have to worry about another device on the same line losing power because it's all universally addressable. When it comes to a conventional system like this, if you have multiple devices on one zone, you have to reset the panel when you're going to test a device from that same zone. In this case, these 2 smoke detectors are both on zone 2. Therefore, we have to do a system reset before we'll be able to test the second smoke. So, before we do that, let's make sure all these other 3 devices read correctly. So we have the pull station, the heat detector, and the first smoke. Give me just a second, I'm gonna air out this smoke and then we'll reset. All right, I've put a good amount of air into that smoke detector. We will go ahead and do another system reset. And that should put everything back to normal. Is this thing cooled down? Yeah, that's cool. Oh, we got our troubles coming back in from the pulled off neck. And that is back to pulling as normal, like it should. Perfect. All right, we'll go ahead and spray this one. That'll be more than enough. Look at that, almost instantaneous. 2-wire detector, smoke detector dash FACP/left. In this case, it's FACP, meaning right above the panel. And now I will air this one out and we will do another system reset. All right, I have aired this one out a good bit. We'll now do another reset. That should get this guy to clear out. So for the last part of this little mini inspection, we are going to do load tests on these backup batteries. Let us remove them from the panel. We're gonna get a battery trouble. No battery. And then we are going to, one at a time, take these batteries and test them with these things. All right, let us test this first backup battery. So when you're using, they typically will use these on car batteries, but you can also use them, since these are also seal lead acid, you can use them on alarm backup batteries, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. So we have a 12 volt, 7 amp hour battery. So we set it to a 12 volt setting with between 5 and 15 amp hours. And then we are going to turn our multimeter to this setting here, which is for low voltage. And we are first going to do a pre-test to see what its current voltage is. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. I can't. Oh, almost. There we go. Wow, this one's really good. 13.7. So pre-test 13.7, that is really, really good. Most of the time you get them at like 13.3 or 2. Which is normal, you know, nothing catastrophically bad there, you know, that's pretty normal. And now we will put these on the leads here and test this battery. There are certain rules of thumb to remember when testing the load. Because this is a 7 amp hour battery, max would mean 7.0 amp hours. 90% means 6.3, 80% means 5.6. So this one is full, a perfect 7 amp hour charge. That's what we like to see. And it is still in date. The date code on this battery says April of 2024, so not even a year old yet. And our pre-test is 13.38 or 39, so we will round that up to 13.4. We have a very healthy battery here. All right, now we have battery number 2, and we're gonna go through the exact same process. So we're gonna start with a pre-test voltage check. So our pre-test is 13.8. Once again, a very, very healthy pre-test. We will now put these on here and do its load test. Just gotta give it a second. 7.0 max power. That's what we like to see. And this one is also in date as well, so it does not fail for date. We will do its post test and get it back into the panel. All right, oh, gotta keep the leads on there. Post test 13.4, because once again, if it's 5 or above, you round up, so 13.36 would be 13.4. Excellent, excellent setting, or reading. These batteries are in very good health. Now that we're finished doing the load test on both these batteries, we will hook them back up, and that should clear our battery trouble. Looks like it did. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So I want to explain something else to you guys that I didn't explain while I was testing these. So I wrote this date here. This is the date that I installed these batteries. Up on the top here is more important. This is the install date. So this is April 6th of 2024. That is the date these batteries were manufactured and the date you must go by to see if they fall in date compliance with code. The new rule is, and they just made this rule about a year ago, it used to be they recommend you replace these every 3 years and you had to replace them every 5. It's now been changed to where no matter what, even if they're perfectly healthy, you have to replace them if they are 3 years or more past their manufacture date. These are not even a year old yet, so they're in fantastic shape, and I installed them in August of last year. when I first was putting this system together. So now that those have been checked and we're not testing any more devices and nothing has come back in, we can reconnect this NAC circuit, clear out our final troubles, and the system is back to normal. Overall, a very good system test. No deficiencies. The AVs worked like they were supposed to. Each device activated and reset like it was supposed to. And the backup batteries are very healthy and within date range, so they pass as well. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed watching Home Demo System Test 5, a little sneak peek into what I do for a living and how it's done. I really hope if you guys are considering this career path that you can take this information and use it to your advantage. It's a career that I love and that I'm glad I've invested my time and effort into. I seriously don't see myself doing anything else in life as far as a 9-to-5 goes than working in fire alarm. And I really do appreciate you guys helping, you guys supporting me through this journey. We just recently hit 1,000 subscribers. You have no idea how much my heart is warm knowing that so many of you have taken either an interest or a shared interest in what I do for a living and what I do as a hobby here. So thank you guys so much for that support. I sincerely look forward to making more of these videos for years to come, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for watching Home Demo System Test 5, doubling as the 2025 annual inspection of my home demo system. I will see you guys in the next one.